Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and I love to do all sorts of sewing and DIY projects. And this week I'm actually gonna be sewing my spring wardrobe from my trip to Italy. I'm super excited. I'm going to Italy with my best friends and we decided to do a train trip throughout the country to sort of see different cities, and I thought this could be a perfect opportunity to make some of the pieces for my wardrobe myself. So I want to make a dress, a top, and also some shorts that I can wear and sort of layer and mix and match and use throughout my outfits. And as always, I'm trying to use up my scraps. I'm trying not to buy anything new and sort of see what I have and what I can make out of the fabric that I already own. And I'm also trying to use patterns that I find for free on the internet, and if I use a pattern that I actually paid for, then I also will link some free alternatives in the description, so be sure to check out the description if you're curious. So these are the fabrics that I'm going to use. This one is a tablecloth, and then this green fabric is actually some scraps that I had left over, and then I will use this other green fabric as a lining. And then lastly, I also have this black denim left over from my previous project, which I will use for the pants. And spoiler alert, I also added a fourth project down the line because I got some new beautiful fabric from my mom. The first item that I want to recreate is the Syd Tie top by Sydney Graham, and I've made this once before. This is how it turned out, and I kind of made it two-tone also on the back, and I really like it. I have to say the pattern is very oversized, so I made it quite a bit smaller and adapted it a bit more to my size. And I also made it a teeny tiny bit longer because this pattern is also for a dress. So I just adapted my neckline a little bit. I wanted my neckline to be just like about 2 centimeters lower. I've sewn the shoulder seams here and then the side seams, and now I just pinned the lining and the outer fabric layer right side on right side. I would just sew along the neckline and then the center front here, and then I can turn my piece inside out and do a top stitch all along the edges here, and that way I have a clean edge and I don't need to do bias binding all around here. So I just sewed the bottom edge all around, as you can see here, and then I left a little opening where I will be turning my piece, and then I will iron everything and do top stitch all around. Then I think it's time for the bias binding for the sleeves. So I don't have any ties yet, or I don't know which color or fabric I want them to be. That's why I haven't inserted them into like my lining and my main fabric. If you already have your ties, you would just place them in between and then sew all around the edges so that you have them perfectly enclosed. But yeah, I don't have them yet. I need to decide if I want to do them and where I want to place them and everything. So I will place mine at the very end and then basically just do top stitching. So we are on to our next project, and the next thing that I would like to make for my spring or summer wardrobe for Italy is actually a pair of denim shorts. And I have this black denim left over from my last video that I did where I made the tapestry inspired jacket. I'm quite tall and I have to say women's denim shorts are just always way too short, and I don't want hot pants or anything. I just want regular shorts that I feel comfortable with. So that's why I decided that I would like to make my own, and I will use a pattern that I've already used in the past, the worker trousers by Modern Sewing Company, and I love their pant patterns. They are amazing actually. I think they are very, very cool and have this nice relaxed fit. The pattern that I'm using is for obviously like full-size pants, but I decided to crop mine. I already did that a couple of years ago. So this was my first attempt at making shorts out of this pattern, and it worked quite well. So I'm in the middle of making my denim shorts, and I've just attached the pockets. So this is back pocket here, and then also the pant comes with these front pockets here. And I've also overlocked or serged all of the edges. I'm not sure if you can really tell, maybe if I show you the back side. And I overlocked the edges simply because my fabric frays quite a lot, and also my pocket facing frays quite a lot. If you don't have an overlocker or a serger, you can just use a zigzag stitch. That works just as well. And yeah, the next step will be to attach both of the pant legs together, and then it is actually time to do the zipper. I hate doing zippers, so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna share and how much you want to see me struggle. But yeah, the tutorial is quite good in explaining everything, but overall I'm just not good at being very precise, honestly. I've also linked a short pattern that works without a zipper. It is in my description if you would like to recreate that one. And yeah, that's just with elastic. That is honestly so much easier, but I decided that I would like to have like the structure that a zipper gives you. And yeah, so I need to struggle through. Okay, it is the next day. I'm currently at my parents' place. That's why you might be unfamiliar with the background. And I'm already wearing the first piece that I made. I love it so much, but you have to wait till the reveal to see the whole thing. But yeah, now I would like to start with my dress. And this is the fabric that I chose. This is this nice yellow tablecloth. This is actually cotton, which is very good, 100% cotton. And yeah, I think this could be a very nice flowy summer dress. And I had a hard time finding a pattern, but I ultimately landed on the Bardon dress by Peppermint. I will link it here and also in my description if you would like to check it out. It is a free pattern. It is not exactly what I need, but I think I can adapt it in some way. So the pattern is just a very like loose fitting dress, which I like, but I would like to have buttons down the middle. And yeah, as you can see, this dress here doesn't have that. So I just cut out my pattern pieces, printed and cut out my pattern pieces, and I will add the button placket. I will just add 2 centimeters to the center front here. This pattern is meant to be cut on the fold, so it is already cut in half, which is perfect for me. So I would just add 2 centimeters for each piece and then fold it over, and hopefully I will have enough room to add like the nice fitting button placket. But I will do mock-up first simply because I just have this tablecloth. This is 1.50 meter by 1.50 meter. I'm not even sure if I have enough for the dress, but yeah, I will try to do a mock-up and then I know for sure if that works or not. Okay, I've just completed my mock-up. Well, it is just the top part, but I just wanted to show you. So I added quite a large bit. It was 3 centimeters on each side, and I think that is a little bit too much. I didn't account for like the oversizedness of the dress, so yeah. By the way, matching the wall quite nicely. But I really like the fit. It is nice and flowy, perfect for like warmer summer days. And I also like where it hits on my waist. But yeah, I just don't need that much extra fabric for the buttons. So I will probably just do maybe like 1 centimeter, and that should be enough, honestly. But yeah, I really like it. I like the pattern, and I think it is time to cut it out of the real fabric. So this is the sewing machine that I'm sewing with while I'm at my parents' house. This used to be my grandma's. I inherited it from her, and it always makes me quite emotional because she had a very big influence on like my sewing journey and everything. She didn't teach me how to sew, but she always shared the passion and always complimented my projects and like, yeah, just encouraged me to keep on doing it. And yeah, I miss her quite a lot, and it's always nice to sew on her machine. The top part of the dress is done. This is what I used as a lining fabric. I still had it in my stash, and it would be too see-through on its own, and also the yellow fabric was too see-through on its own, so I decided that I could maybe combine these, and I think that works quite well actually. And yeah, the next step would be to do bias binding for the armholes, and then I need to pick some buttons and do like the button front here, and then I can start on my skirt. My skirt is basically just the other half of the tablecloth. I kept the edges here, so I don't need to do any finishing on the edges. So here's a little progress update for the dress. Honestly, I have to say I changed quite a lot because I tried it on and it looked like a potato sack. It looked so bad. So then I decided to make it slightly more fitted. So I added another dart here, and then I also shortened the bodice so that it would hit above my waist because I like that more. It was quite long and it looked, I don't know, a little bit odd. And then I also added the buttons. I also did bias binding for the sleeve hole here, and I still need to iron that. I also did the gathering stitches, which I also still need to iron, and then I would like to top stitch. And while I was at my parents' place, my mom asked me to hem her curtains. So these are just 2 curtain panels that she has, and I hemmed them to be the correct length. They were quite long, and they came also with these bows or ties that you could use to sort of tie the curtain to the rod, but she decided against them, so we added a loop, and then I hemmed the curtain for her, and now I have all this fabric left over with this very nice edge down here. But I really like the fabric, and I have 2 hemmed panels now, and I thought maybe I could also turn them into a piece of clothing. I'm kind of thinking about these tops that you tie not in the front but on the sides. I would just use a pattern piece that is actually from a dress. So this is like the bodice pattern of a dress that I really like, and I like the dart placement and everything, but you could totally use any top pattern that you have or just draft your own, honestly. I will cut the front piece and the back piece as well as the facings. I won't do any sleeves on mine, I think, simply because I don't have enough fabric. And I already have the ties, but if you don't have any ties, then you can just make them out of the leftover scraps. I'm almost done with the tie top. I finished the hems and everything, and the seams, the side seams, the shoulder seams, and now I just need to attach the ties. And I decided that I will do 2 ties per side, simply because I think 3 ties would be a bit too much, especially if you're like resting your arm. I think that might be a bit uncomfortable, honestly. but I really like it. It's rather loose fitting, I have to say. I think maybe the next one I would make a bit smaller, but it is quite nice for the summer, I think, to have like nice flowy tops. And I had some issues with the fabric. I think you can see that here. There's some puckering. I don't know why. But this fabric was also super slippery. So I think my sewing machine didn't really pull it evenly. So that's why it looks like this. I will try to iron it, but I know that I need to be super careful. But yeah, that is the top so far. And then the ties here. So I am done now with all of my pieces. It is the next day. And I'm very happy with everything that I made, but I'm especially happy with the tie top here. I think this is my favorite piece so far. I just love the colors, and I accidentally made it reversible, which is nice. So now I get 2 tops in one, basically, which is perfect for my trip. I also really love the pants that I made, simply because they have super deep pockets, and also I added nice deep back pockets, and I just like the fit. I like the length. They finally fit me right, which is amazing, and I know for sure that I will get a lot of wear out of them. And now onto my problem piece. So the dress, I think it's okay now. Honestly, I expected it to look a bit nicer, so it is not my favorite piece, but I'm glad that I made it, and I know that I will wear it. But yeah, I kind of had a bit of like fitting issues, and was not the easiest piece to do, which I didn't expect, because honestly the pattern looked quite easy, but it just didn't look really nice on myself. So I adapted the pattern quite a lot. So I'm not sure if I would recommend the Bardon dress. Maybe if you like super long flowy dresses without any shape, then this is the dress for you. But yeah, this gave me some troubles, I have to say, but I'm glad that it's done, and I still really like the fabric and the colors and everything. And then lastly, my other tie top that I made, I also really like it, but I think this fabric was super hard to work with. So if you're recreating this, maybe don't use slippery fabric, because it is so hard to sew. Maybe a linen blend would work nicely and would also be very breathable for the summer months. But I'm happy that I tried it out. I think I need to adapt the fit a bit more to be less oversized, but I think for now that's fine. And I'm very glad that I was able to upcycle some leftover fabric pieces and turn them into something beautiful. And yeah, this is now almost the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I think when you're watching this, I'm already in Italy, and I'm super excited. I hope that I can do a lot of thrift shopping and maybe fabric shopping. Let me know if you want to see what I bought and what I plan on making with it. And yeah, now it's time for the reveal.